Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and on the menu for this Saturday, we've got Gun Wings. This title was developed by the Chinese indie developers Mercury Stone and Angel's Blue. It just recently came out on Steam earlier this week, so I figured I'd go and give it a look. If you're interested, I'll go and include the link to the Steam page below. It's actually a really good value at only $4, so if you're interested in what you go and see, I would recommend going and picking it up. Anyway, the menu itself is actually very bare bones, so if you happen to go and exit a run, you do have the ability to continue, which is actually very nice. You have the ability to start a game. There's a train mode, which you can't unlock until after you've beaten it on hard, which is weird. Game info just goes and gives you a little bit of an explanation of some of the mechanics of the title, which I'll go and get into. High score, credits, and then exit. Strangely absent is any kind of options mode, so there's no ability to go and even adjust the simple things like the sound volume or the music volume, or not even a way to go and turn it on to full screen. If you're interested in going and doing that, that's F11 to go and toggle, just so that you're aware. So let's go ahead and jump into the game itself. So here we go and get to go and select which one of the three main girls that are present in the game we want to go and use. So there's Hakucho, Ko, and Uguisu. So we're going to go with Hakucho. They all have their different special abilities and elements, as it were. So Hakucho's kind of mechanical gears, Ko is totally fire, and then Uguisu is lightning, electricity. So out of the three in my brief playthrough so far, Hakucho is definitely the one that I go and like the best. And each one goes and has the option of choosing between two weapons. So we can go with weapon 1, which in her case is a wide spread, or we can go with weapon 2. Between the two, I actually find myself liking weapon 2 a little bit better, so that's what we're going to go and pick. That being the case, let's get cooking. I guess we still need to go and select our difficulty. So there's 3 difficulty levels, easy, normal, and hard. We'll go ahead and play on normal. This is a bullet hell, but it doesn't go and seem, at least the first couple stages aren't nearly as difficult as some manage to go and be. So we do go and get a brief controller layout. So like a lot of bullet hells, there is the ability to go and do a slow movement. We've got our shot, as well as our charge that we can go and use once we actually have built up the meter, and our bomb. So the charge itself is one of the interesting mechanics of the game. So as we go and collect shots, which you can go and collect the shot that goes and corresponds, or the color of shot that goes and corresponds to the girl that you went and picked. So in our case, since we went and picked Hakucho, who's yellow, we can go and absorb yellow shots. And as we go and absorb those shots, we go and build up the meter at the bottom of the screen. Once the meter is full, we can go and unleash that, and in her case, she goes and fires these homing gears at the enemies. They'll also go and clear any bullets that don't happen to go and be her color, which is important because you can actually go and continue your charge fire just as long as you're going and absorbing more shots of that particular color. So especially if you're going up against a sub-boss or a boss that's firing a lot of bullets, you can go and clear the colors you can't absorb, continue absorbing the colors you can, and continue firing in the charge mode, which also goes and deals additional damage and goes and yields you some big points. So if you're looking to go and score attack the title, that's definitely one way that you can go and achieve that. So in addition to that mechanic, there's a charge mechanic that's related to the shots themselves. As we go and fire, we go and build up a little bit of a charge meter. With weapon, we'll go ahead and use our charge here again. With weapon choice 2, that just goes and means that the strength of what we're going and firing, which in this case is those options that go and orbit around Hakucho here, go and get stronger, or in the case of the options here, they actually go and get farther from her, which has its advantages and disadvantages, since for her, those options do go and clear enemy shots once they go and pass through them. So if we go and release our shot, they go and circle closer to us, and the meter goes and drops. Absorbing enemy shots of our color also goes and builds up the power. Dope. Builds up the power for our main weapon. Unfortunately, with having died there, everything has been reset. But hey, the enemies are going and feeding me, so yay! And of course, as many other bullet hells, this one also goes and has a really effective bomb, and that's also varies quite a bit from character to character. So for Hakucho here, she goes and unleashes this stream of gears that fly out from her and then fly forward. Very effective at going and clearing the screen of enemies, shots, that sort of thing. Alright, now so far the bosses that I have encountered go and have two phases. The first life bar and their second life bar, so we're already on to the second one for this first boss. Let's go ahead and unleash the charge, and we'll go and see if we can't go and knock this guy out quickly. So as you're seeing, it can go and clear the shots in front of us of blue and red, so we just grab yellow, and that's it for stage 1. Then you get a little bit of a progress screen afterwards, going and just noting the chips that you went and collected from destroying the enemies and the number of bullets that you absorbed. 184. That's actually lower than I usually have been averaging, so disappointment in myself there, maybe a little bit, but that's okay. One thing that has definitely been noted about the title is that the backgrounds really are well drawn. They go and provide a nice backdrop for what we're going and flying against. Another thing that's definitely notable is since the shots are all primary colors, it makes it really easy to go and distinguish from the background and the other enemies. So there's little chance that you're not going to go and see the shots that are going and coming to destroy you. It's definitely a plus. And overall, the soundtrack, I'd say, is definitely serviceable. And you also go and get these fun bullet hell patterns. Yes! Yellow is good. Blue and red, not so good. Yellow is good. I probably should have just used my charge or a bomb on that guy. I shouldn't have wasted 2 lives. But anyway, as I was noting in my intro, this is only $4 on Steam, so even though it's relatively light on content, there's a total of 6 stages, 4 if you're going and playing on easy. I definitely go and feel that it's a good value proposition, especially if you are a fan of shoot-'em-ups. So it's probably not one that you're going to go and be returning back to time and time again, as I'm not sure that it would go and have much in the way of longevity for replay value. But if you're looking to go and try out a new shoot 'em up just to go and have some fun with a new title, this one is definitely serviceable for that kind of a purpose. So we should be just about to the end of stage 2 here. Other than the fun bullet patterns that I've gone and had, the bosses for the stages that I have gone and played admittedly haven't left much of an impact on me, so there is that downside to it. A lot of the mech design seems to go and be uninspired, but I guess that's not a terrible thing to go and say. Dang it. And then we go and have our first continue. So the goal, as with many bullet hells and any shoot 'em up really, is to go and get that one clear continue. Or, sorry, one continue clear. So our bomb managed to go and help us deal a pretty hefty amount of damage to this guy. Blue would probably go and be the worst color to go and have here, as I haven't seen any blue shots at all. Ah, here we go. Although, one thing quickly to go and note about Hakucho, even though I do like using her out of the other fighters that I've gone and picked, or other girls that I've gone and picked in the game, her shots are the weakest as far as damage is concerned. But that's alright, because that is it for Stage 2's boss. And my score is absolutely terrible because I just continued. That'll just about wrap it up for this week's episode of Shoot 'em Up Saturday. I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at Gunwings. So as I was definitely noting throughout the gameplay, it's definitely a fun little title that's got some unique mechanics to it. So for the price of entry, as low as it is, if you're a fan of shoot 'em ups and bullet hells in particular, I would definitely go and recommend giving this one a try. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today for Fitaurus Kitchen Shoot 'em Up Saturday. As always, if you go and have other shoot 'em ups you think I should go and be having a look at, please leave those in the comments below, or any other title for that matter. Once again, thank you so much for coming and joining me today, and we'll see you again next week.